Welcome back to Mind Bang, the only channel where we go so deep into Yellowjackets theories that even Lottie would tell us to chill out and touch some moss. Before we jump into episode 6 of season 3, quick update on my sleep paralysis situation. The pickles are back. This time, it wasn't just girls throwing them, it was a herd of rabbits, all staring at me with dead eyes, whispering, "We hear the wilderness." If I suddenly disappear, assume the forest took me. But enough about my nightmares. Let's talk about the wilderness people and the creepy symbolism of rabbits in this latest episode of Yellowjackets. Who the hell are the wilderness people? Alright, episode 6 just cranked the show's weirdness dial up to 11 with the wilderness people, those shadowy, possibly supernatural figures lurking in the woods. First things first. Are they real? Or are they just another collective hallucination fueled by starvation, trauma, and way too much peyote tea? One theory is that the wilderness people are actually spirits of past victims who were either lost in the forest, sacrificed, or straight up eaten by previous groups stuck out there. We've seen hints that the wilderness has been trapping people for centuries, so maybe these figures are the ghostly leftovers of past survivors who never truly left. Another theory? Time loops. What if the wilderness people aren't ghosts, but are actually the future versions of the girls themselves? Think about it. This show loves time distortion and weird cyclical patterns. What if some of the team never escaped and became part of the woods itself, cursed to haunt their past selves? Then there's the truly wild possibility that these shadowy figures are something even older than humans. Maybe the wilderness itself is an ancient, sentient force, and it needs sacrifices to stay alive. If so, the wilderness people could be its avatars, creatures formed from the souls of those who fed it. But let's get really insane for a second. What if the wilderness people aren't ghosts or hallucinations, but survivors from a different crash? Maybe another group got lost in these woods years ago, and they've been watching, waiting, and possibly influencing events this whole time. If that's the case, what do they want? And why are they so damn good at lurking? What's up with all the rabbits? Okay, let's talk about the rabbit imagery that keeps popping up in this show, because there is no way this many rabbits are just set dressing. First, rabbits symbolize fertility, rebirth, and survival, which makes sense given that Shauna was pregnant in the wilderness and there's a big theme of life and death cycles happening constantly. But there's a darker side to rabbits too. In some cultures, rabbits are considered trickster figures. They're innocent on the surface, but actually bring chaos wherever they go. This fits perfectly with how the girls survive in the wilderness, by embracing the chaos and letting their old selves die. Then there's the follow the white rabbit theory. In Alice in Wonderland, Alice follows the rabbit into another world, a place where nothing makes sense, time is broken, and the rules of reality are warped. Sound familiar? Because that basically describes the wilderness. And let's not forget the ritualistic side of this. If the wilderness demands sacrifices, and rabbits are constantly appearing around key moments of death, maybe they're harbingers of who's next. If you see a rabbit hopping by your cabin, start writing your will. Theory time. Are the wilderness people connected to the rabbits? What if the rabbits are spies for the wilderness people? I know. It sounds ridiculous, but think about it. The girls have eaten a ton of rabbits in the wilderness. What if the spirits of those rabbits stick around watching? The rabbits appear right before something big happens, like a vision, a sacrifice, or a major turning point. In some folklore, spirits and demons take animal forms to observe humans. Maybe the wilderness people use the rabbits as their eyes and ears. And before you laugh me out of existence, remember this. This show has already had blood sacrifices, demonic possession vibes, and possibly time loops. Is rabbit spies really that far-fetched? What does this mean for episode 7? So, going into the next episode, we have a few huge questions hanging over us like a giant, ominous antler crown. Are the wilderness people even real? If they are, what do they want? Are the rabbits just cute little snacks, or are they something more sinister? Is the show going to lean fully into supernatural horror, or are we still teetering on the edge of psychological breakdown? One thing's for sure, the deeper we go into this season, the more unhinged things are getting. And at this rate, I fully expect Coach Ben to sprout antlers and declare himself the king of the wilderness rabbit cult. Final thoughts and predictions. The wilderness people might be spirits, hallucinations, time-looped survivors, or the physical embodiment of the forest itself. Rabbits aren't just food. They're symbols of transformation, death, and possibly supernatural informants. The next episode is either going to give us answers, or double down on the weirdness and leave us screaming into our pillows. If this episode has taught us anything, it's that nothing in Yellowjackets is random. So, if a rabbit stares at you for too long, run. Like, share, and subscribe before the wilderness takes you. That's it for this mind-bang deep dive into the wildest Yellowjackets theories from Season 3, Episode 6. Do you think the wilderness people are real ghosts or something even weirder? And what's the deal with all the damn rabbits? Drop your theories in the comments. And before you go, hit like, share, and subscribe, or else a rabbit will show up at your window tonight. You've been warned. This has been Mind Bang. See you next time. Unless I get recruited into the rabbit cult first.